A very good morning, it's Fabio, and welcome back to the first daily market outlook of 2026. Thank you for being back, and let's have another amazing year full of daily market outlooks and, discussing where these major dollar pairs are potentially going to be heading next. Today's market outlook is going to be a bit of a general one, but from tomorrow onwards, you can expect a little bit of a different kind of market outlook with some more fundamental updates, but also some overall more context to the overall trades that I'm looking to capture. Now, without further ado, let's dive into Euro USD, the other major dollar pairs, and of course gold. Now, Euro dollar has jumped in towards the downside overall yesterday on Monday after over the weekend, obviously the United States attacked Venezuela and captured Maduro. That overall caused inflows into the dollar for short term, grabbing liquidity underneath this low, but currently I'm looking for a further upside push here on Euro USD, expecting that this overall dollar/USA uncertainty, together with the fact that we have NFP on Friday, could potentially see the dollar see further downside and Euro USD push up higher. Overall, I'm looking at the weekly time frame, and what I've identified here on the weekly time frame, if I just cleaned up my chart for you guys, is that we have an overall liquidity low situated here and an overall liquidity high situated here, with the current short-term trend pushing Euro USD rather higher than lower, and after that overall high gets captured, then we could potentially look for another downside push in the near future. But definitely on the current price action that I'm seeing, my overall bias does move me more in the direction of looking for a long position. Now, this overall long bias comes from the overall fact that if we just simply look at the first confluence that we love using, which is market structure, we can clearly see that the overall trend is still bullish here on the daily with higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and we're now looking to put in a new higher high. We can expect that we're in the overall impulsive phase here of the market after taking out the final liquidity low, which is situated, or which was situated, underneath this overall black dotted line here. We took that out, and ever since we took that out, we've been forming a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and now potentially a new higher low, and I'm looking to put in a new higher high. Now, within the overall, let's say, moves that you get in towards the upside, you can always expect these flushes of liquidity to take place, such as, for example, the one that we've seen here. So from here, I am looking for further upside on Euro USD. The only real shift in momentum that I'm now looking to see is a change of character. And obviously we had a change of character here at the lows, but I'm looking more for an overall order flow shift where this supply zone breaks. Once this supply zone breaks, I'll be looking for Euro USD to continue with its overall upward momentum and bring us and provide us with higher overall prices. So looking for further long positions there on Euro USD. Going into the dollar index is still slightly unclear / consolidative, but I am looking for an overall sell-off to occur after the fact that we grabbed liquidity above this overall high that we have here, the blue dotted line. Ever since grabbing liquidity there, we've seen an overall shift in the market structures to the downside. I'm now looking for all of these ascending lows to get taken out and the dollar index to continue pushing further in towards the lows, as in addition to the fact that we have those ascending lows there, there's also still some equal lows or ascending lows here, which I want to see get taken out in the near future. So looking for that further downside there on the dollar index as well. Then going into GBP USD, GU is slightly different to EU, where we have a much clearer overall trend. What I'm waiting currently for on a GBP USD is an overall order flow shift. We can clearly see that GU is bearish after breaker structure down here, breaker structure down here. This is swing high, this is swing low. We can very clearly see that the overall order flow pushed the market up higher and higher towards the overall blue dotted liquidity line that we have situated over here before, let's say, this market outlook. So last year, sounds funny to say, but last year indeed, before taking out this blue dotted line, which we've done yesterday, I was mentioning that we could start looking for a short position. That is still, let's say, the same. Nothing has changed in that regard, as you have a beautiful premium overall retracement. We have descending highs here, and I'm now looking for an overall order flow shift, meaning that I'm waiting for the overall demand zone here to flip. So this overall sub for the buy, that needs to get broken. So we need to see a sell-off in towards the downside, retest, and then we'll get into a short position. Can you already get in on a short position from current levels? Yes, obviously yes. But yeah, it's the beginning of the year. Dollar index is still looking slightly unclear. We have NFP on Friday, so why not just wait for that confirmation? Because there's still a massive amount of room to sell GBP USD in towards the downside if it does start going. Now that's GU for you there. Then going into AD USD and NZD USD. AD USD can follow the overall analysis of last year still. The monsoon still in control and still expecting higher prices. I'm bullish on AD USD, so looking for higher prices and for AD USD to continue pushing up higher with its overall impulsive phase. Nothing much has changed in that regard. Again, we have an overall impulsive phase here in towards the highs within the overall impulse, whereas liquidity underneath this low here, which is this bearish candle, this little pullback. We take out that liquidity, and from there, the market continues up higher. So still looking for higher prices on AD USD. NZD USD is very, very similar. Also looking for higher prices. Still expecting this to continue pushing up higher in towards this year. Let's see what happens from these current levels. It is, let's say, with this being the impulse up higher, you could indeed consider this the break of structure and that we have indeed taken out some liquidity here. It's not left behind the most beautiful lows as we didn't liquidate, let's say, the low here to the left and then see a perfect change of character. But it's already pushing up higher. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it does continue up higher, but if it does head down lower one more time, then I will be looking to buy NZD USD from the overall daily demand zone, which is this demand zone situated over here. Other than that, I'll be looking for lower time frame scale ins to further trade this up higher. Then we have USD CHF, USD CAD, USD Yen. So USD CHF still looking for further downside. As I expect the Swiss franc to appreciate against the US dollar, but overall not the cleanest pair as we can see. If we just look here, it is consolidating and moving sideways, but I'm just preferably following the overall direction on the USD CHF, which is still in towards downside. But my focus is not on USD CHF. USD CAD, what is happening there? USD CAD has been pushing down lower. We have taken out liquidity of this bump in the road here. So if you look at the 4-hour time frame, you can very clearly see a very nice liquidity sweep overall of this high. So I wouldn't be surprised if USD CAD does continue to sell off from here. It is getting riskier to sell USD CAD as we have two major points of liquidity, this low here and this low here. So those are the two kind of like major liquidity points. Overall, I am looking for a, let's say, longer term reversal on USD CAD, but USD CAD just doesn't look good to reverse from here just yet. Only if we would really break this supply zone and start forming clear demand here, then I would be looking for a long position. Other than that, I'm just mainly focusing on some short-term downside still towards this blue dotted line here. USD JPY, what can we see in that regard? Very, very slow at the moment. We need to be very careful with the yen as I do see some potential for it to start rising in value, meaning USD JPY could see an overall bigger correction. We can see that USD JPY has halted its overall bullish run in towards the upside here and is currently moving sideways. So this is a good moment to currently stay out of USD JPY and not expect too much. We're building up a lot of liquidity as well here with this trend line here. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a flush in towards the downside anytime soon. So stay safe with any potential longs that you are still monitoring. And then of course we have gold. I am long gold. From the overall demand zone here on the 4-hour time frame with my stops below the lows and targeting new all-time high. So looking for further upside on gold and still expecting that overall further new all-time high to be reached, especially with the overall geopolitical uncertainty that we are currently seeing. I wouldn't be surprised to see gold again push a lot higher. So expecting further upside on gold, and the same is for silver, which I highlighted by coincidence last Friday in my private mentorship session, where I said from this demand zone we should continue pushing up higher. And I do expect the same for silver, where we will put in a new all-time high very, very soon. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. As I said, a bit of a shorter one, or on a surface level breakdown, yeah, I've been traveling for over 30 hours yesterday, so just getting back up to speed. From tomorrow onwards, you can expect the new kind of format for Daily Market Outlooks of 2026. Looking forward to sharing that with you guys, and wish you all a fantastic day. Thanks for watching as always, and see you soon.